There we go. Okay, we are live. There we go. Welcome to the stream. I've got an hour and a half before I have to go to work, so we're gonna do some speedrun coding for RPG Clicker. How am I looking today? Should we do the webcam today? Nah, no webcam today. Just code down there when I press play. The game comes up. Sweet. Now let's go ahead and lower the game a bit. Okay. We're still infinitely loading the texture. We need to fix that, and that's just draw node here. Draw node needs to go onto that. Let's go ahead and split these up a little nicer. 2 lines in between. Whoops. The 2 lines in between is a habit I picked up from Python. Their structuring. And so what I want to do today is I want to create the mining screen. And then so I'll have woodcutting, then I'll have mining. And then I would also like to add some of the first touches towards resources. No, don't know if I should do that yet. Actually, I did write some to-do lists yesterday at work. Maybe let's create, or maybe find an asset for a guy chopping a tree that we could add. And then we can change our play button to, yeah, if we've got the time to do it, which I'm sure we do. Alright. GUI.click. Click interaction. We're gonna go node. Oh, off screen today, we changed the tree class to node class. The nodes are going to be handled separate from the GUI. And then eventually we're going to transition all of the experience from the GUI to a player class. And I've made a lot more ideas. While I'm working, I'll write down ideas. So it looks like how this game is going to be, it's going to be 4 players, one player, 4 characters, and you micromanage all 4 of your characters. And so the idea is kind of like Group Iron Man for RuneScape. And so, for example, you have 4 characters, and actually I don't fully know yet if I'm gonna allow more, but you have up to 4 characters. So if you want to straight Iron Man it, you can do it. If you want to 2-man team it, you can do it. And so later on there's going to be perks for the characters as well. Just like when you're playing RuneScape, or just say you're watching RuneScape on Twitch, you've got a ton of people who are really, really good at bossing. You have a ton of people who are really, really good at PvP. And if you scroll all the way down on the list, because nobody likes watching these people, you've got skillers. Or one tick, 2 tick, 3 tick, etc. And so you could have different perks. For example, tick manipulation perk, where in general they gain experience 15% faster, or 15% more experience, depending on how I want to do the logic when I get there. And then say you have a boss, a character who likes doing bossing, so you have a bossing perk, and then you have a PvP perk. And so they have a chance of bringing in rare equipment, just like bossing. So they have a chance of PvPing and killing for like a weapon that you would get from a boss. And maybe it's like a much lower chance, and you also have the chance of losing your equipment, and it also eats food that you've gained. Oh, we'll have to add fishing. Fishing and cooking. Okay. So you're gonna micromanage the player micromanages these 4 characters based on how they want to build their overall account, their overall bank account with items, etc. And so very far in the future there's going to be like bosses that you can fight, and you could apply all 4 of your characters into bosses, but in order to build up to that you're going to have to level their combat skills. You can't just bring a level 3 in to bandos, because you know, unless you know how to tick manipulate eating, you're going to die very, very fast. So yeah, that's the basis of the game. We're going to start with resources, and then we're going to move into, or transition into, write this down, phase 1 of creating the game, resources. I'm going to have to figure out how to create a bank in the game, create a method to save all of your equipment between closing and opening, which should be very easy. Phase 2, inventory. Phase 3, using the resources. So can't think of the name, so let's just say smithing, cooking, fletching, which we may change the name of some of these. Like fletching could be woodworking, because I don't want to just straight use RuneScape's. I don't want to live in RuneScape's shadow with this game, even though I'm calling it a RuneScape-like. But phase 3, smith, cooking, fletching. Phase 4 will be implementing the 4 characters. And so that's being in phase 0. That's how I can see this game going, the development stages of this game for now. And so, back to the project for today. We're going to create the mining screen. So when you GUI.click interaction, we're going to use a node or.draw node. Was it draw node? Might have been set texture. Set texture. We'll see. Hold on. Because we have a bug where we're continuously loading our texture. It's set texture for sure. Definitely not draw node. Okay, the game should be working again. All right. Dot set texture with load texture 2D. No, load texture. Gotta find an asset for some ore real quick. I feel bad for not paying for a lot of these assets, but I am not at that point. Video game assets, game dev assets. Downloads, pixel art rock pile. Okay. These clear background? They are. Let's just throw stone in there. Rename it. Rock.png. Throw it in assets. Okay, 41 by 74. GUI dot CPP. Oh, broke my VS Code. Actually, probably should have done a commit before. There we go. We're back. Yeah, we're gonna run a commit real quick. I wonder if this shows anything that I need to hide. I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. Okay. 11:21 commit before adding mining. Okay. I need to look at what my logic is for drawing the nodes under node. And then I need to, because I already know how, we're probably not even drawing the node yet. Yeah. So how I have the destination and source. How I have the source is definitely not going to, yeah, tree image size. Okay, so node image size, I need to change this to. Ooh, change the lot. Because the node itself. How can I do this and make it functional? Okay. Setters, that's how. The texture is going to be 41 by 74 for the origin. So what I'm talking about here, we're just gonna go ahead and draw it real quick. See how the rock is repeating? Because our tree asset, yeah, our tree asset has 4 trees, so we're only drawing the bottom right part of that tree. And for the rock, it's much smaller, and it's only one rock. So we need to set these values here based on that. And so we're just gonna have to make set source, some setters. Set destination and set origin. Source, set dest, set origin. Yeah, we could do it here. Why would I do that there if I could just like... No, because if I initialize it, if I do it in the initializer, then it would apply it to all instances of the node. I don't want that. So source equals source. Let's give it a test. Node image set. I'm to set that as well. Okay. We need set image size, set source. Or dot set image size. Image size is that ain't right. it needs to be vector 2. Where am I at? There I am. X. Dot X. Dot Y. Dot Y. What did we mess up? We didn't mess up anything. Okay. This window width, so oops. That's correct. So this would be dot X. This would be dot Y times scale. And down here, dot X, dot Y. Let's go ahead and run and double check I didn't mess it up under woodcutting. Cool, we're good. Okay. Set image size is a vector 2 size. Node image size is size, which is a vector 2 now. And we default initialize to 256. We're going to default initialize these to nothing, and then when we create the texture, we're going to change them. But for now, we're keeping placeholders on the default because this used to be the tree. This is just something I have to fix. I guess we could default this to 0.2 as well after we finish fixing the tree. But for now, we're going to get the OR node up. Okay. Float to vector 2. Int to vector 2. Oh, I know. Vector 2. We do want them to be float values. And the semicolon, the rectangle source. The source equals source. And so what the source would be here it would be OR dot bunch of getters here. Get source. No. Set source. And that's going to be rectangle node image size X, node image size X. Get source dot X. Alright, hold on. So get source is going to return the source. But we need to set, no. So we need to set source. We did set source. No. We're setting the source here. So it's going to be vector 2 41, 41, and then 74, 74, I think. 74, 74. Oh, rectangle, my bad. Rectangle 41, 41, 74, 74. No, it's not that. It's 0, 0. 0. And then 41, 74. The X. 24, 41, I think. And then these need to be changed. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out in my head. I don't want to use ChatGPT for this because this is something I know. Even though I could, you know, Copilot or ChatGPT it and finish it in 2 seconds. But the more I practice, the better I'll get. Uh-oh. Draw node. Let's maybe do some debug real quick and make sure or dot get source line source dot x gate or dot get source dot y. Make sure it actually worked. (128 by 128). It did not do it. Sweet. We did it. Uh-oh. 0, 0. Oh, yeah. 0, 0. So we just need to scale it down. But, in my debug, I was returning 0, 0. I'm not sure how to return. Oh, dot width, dot height. Okay. All right. We got 1 hour. And we're making some killer progress. All right, set destination. So destination is on the map. Where do we set the... Where do we want to print it on the map? And we're not going to do that yet. We're going to... Oh, we are going to do that because we have to scale. So rectangle, new destination, and then dest equals new dest. semicolon. Or dot set destination rectangle of dimensions Yeah. All right, one sec. Private, so we need a getter. All right, just had to do that for the future. All right, set destination rectangle with dimensions of base window width divided by 2. Base window height divided by 2 minus 75. We're going to change that after we get an idea of how it looks. And then node image size.x. Need a getter for that. Get node image size. Get node image size is undefined. But we just made it. Oh, get image size. Get node image size so that we are consistent. Get node image size. Get node image size. So we do not need to static cast this. I think that's the issue. Y. Throw a comma in there. Semicolon at the end. Get, why is get node image size undefined? It's returning correct. This is why. Or dot get node image size. Dot x dot y, don't need the parentheses. Okay, set destination should be correct now. This or should not be so big. There it is. Need to change the destination x and y coordinates. This one width. I am confused now. So the destination is half. Why is it drawing the node top left? Desk at origin. Let's times by 2. See what happens here. So the destination is drawing 640 by 400. Maybe it's to do with the source. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not with that number. I don't fully understand why it's happening this way. For some reason, it does not want to draw in the middle when I'm dividing it by 2. So it will be divided by 2 minus the dimensions of the rock, but it's nowhere near. Divided by 2 minus, so the x would be 41 divided by 2 minus 74. So this should technically draw it in the middle of the screen. Just how I see it in my head, but it's not. It's fucking weird. I mean, it could be addition. I think it actually is addition. Yeah. Divided by 2 plus, yeah. So this should technically draw it in the middle of the screen, right? But it's not. It's not drawing in the middle of the screen. Unless that is the middle of the screen and my perspective is fucked. But no, it's not. I don't know. We can fix that later, some other time. For now, we'll keep the 1.5, 1.25. Yeah, because that's more in the middle of the screen than, hold on. Okay, node. The last thing we need is, set origin. Oh, you know what? Origin might be what's causing the issue. Set origin. Or dot set origin. Origin is rectangle, I believe. Origin is a vector 2. Vor. Gross. Okay, origin is a vector 2. And I think origin is just what was origin? I gotta Google this real quick. Upper left corner of the texture by default. Oh yeah, that's why. That is why it's not drawing in the middle. Because the origin is messing it up. The point within the destination rectangle that acts as the origin for the drawing and rotation. So vector 2, let's just say 0.f, 0.f. That origin is going to take a vector 2 new origin, and it's going to origin equals new origin. Let's see what happens to the or now. Yep, there we go. So now 2 and 2, and then we also have to add, subtract. So yeah, okay. minus the dimensions. The x coordinate, the width is 74, and the height is 41. Make sure it's correct. Correct. And then we just need to change these to for.get image size dot x. Yeah, dot x and then dot y. That is in the middle of the screen, for sure. Okay, then draw node needs to be updated. Get node hitbox. We need to set node hitbox now. Return node hitbox, so it'll be void set node hitbox. Gonna take a rectangle, new node hitbox, and the function of it is going to be node hitbox equals new node hitbox. Whoops. We need to add like 20 and 15. Let's try 25 for x, and then let's try like 10. Perfect. Okay. I forgot a semicolon. I always fucking do that. This should be, yeah, that should have worked perfectly. Okay, now, for the GUI, we've got a bit of changing to do. Yeah, okay. So, I guess tomorrow's going to be how can I change up the GUI? How can I change up the GUI to be interchangeable between woodcutting and mining? And so that ends it for today. That's what I wanted to get done on the project for today. Now I've got some learning to do. And I will see